Hi, this is Aaron for Tippy and Tricky, and today we are going to check about Android introduction. So, what is an Android? Android is an operating system for smart devices. So, what are the smart devices? Smart devices like phones, Android phones, tablets, Android tablets, Android TV, and Android Auto. Yes, these devices uses Android operating system and interact with us. So this Android is completely a open source technology. So what is mean by open source? So it is available for free to develop and deploy. You don't have to purchase any software or license to develop this particular Android application, or you don't have to pay anything to deploy your created application to others. So this is what we call it as open source. So you can directly download it from the net, from the internet, create your application and deploy it to your clients. It is an Linux based operating system. So what is this Linux based operating system? Each and every operating system has a layer called kernel. So this kernel is going to interact with your hardware. So the user interacts with the layer, which is a kind of UI. So that is with the operating system, and that is many layers in the OS, and the final layer is this particular kernel layer, so which we call it as core OS, that is going to interact with your system's hardware. Okay, so let us assume that this is our kernel and the applications we interact with is present in the top layer, and kernel is interacting with the CPU memory devices like hardware devices. Okay, let us assume that this is our Linux kernel. So the Android operating system is derived from this Linux kernel. That's why we call it that as Android as Linux based operating OS. Okay. Who developed it? So first, the Android is developed by Android Inc. Corporation. So it's a series of multiple persons, like different CEOs from different companies, um, thought of creating a OS for a smart devices, small devices. So and they developed this particular Android OS. Later on, this company is acquired by Google in 2005. So Google later on unveiled the Android OS along with the Open Handset Alliance. So it's a group of firm where 80 plus companies are available in that particular group, which you can find the companies like hardware manufacturing companies, software manufacturing companies, and telecommunication companies. So every people, every groups, every firms are in that particular group, and that group is called Open Handset Alliance. This Open Handset Alliance is led by Google. So they all gather together and make an open standards for this mobile devices and mobile operating system. So whatever thing you create in this Android OS and Android devices would be considered to be a open standards. So anyone can know that what the technology resides in, and everything can be used by any one of the groups. So this open handset alliance is led by Google. So now the Android is completely owned by Google. Okay, so which language is used to develop this particular Android apps? Let us say that I would say the first preference would be Java, then C++, and Python, C Sharp, HTML5, CSS, JavaScript. So these are in the line. So these are the languages which is used to develop the Android apps. 95% we would be using Java. So why Java? Because it is a primary Android development language promoted by Google. So Google recommends Android app developers to develop their apps using Java. So why Java again? So due to the fact that most of the earlier mobile OS before, that is the introduction of Android and earlier devices, before the introduction of Android OS. Okay, so earlier mobile OS like Symbian OS and so on, so many OS are written in Java Mobile Edition pack. So developers can easily migrate over to create apps in Android using Java. So since Java would be a familiar language to create mobile apps, mobile OS, so the Google has made Java a primary Android development language. Also, there are other reasons why Java is made to create Google Android apps. So large parts of Android are written in Java. So most of the packages of Android is written in Java. So just like in Java, packages, classes, and methods, Android too has its own packages, classes, and methods. These Android packages, classes, and methods are written in Java, and its API are designed to be called primarily from Java. So whatever the packages and classes and methods you use in Android is called from the Java. Okay. So what about other languages? You can use C++, which uses NDK, Native Development Kit. So it's a medium to develop your Android apps using C++. But Google doesn't recommend this C++ because it does not benefit most of the apps. So maybe some features are not supported when you create apps using C++. The next one is Python. Yes, you can create Android apps using any of the scripting environment, and you use Python to create Android apps. Okay. The next one would be your C Sharp. So this would be a good news for the .NET developers. They can create Android apps using the Xamarin technology. like Xamarin Studio, which would be the IDE to create apps using C Sharp. And this particular IDE benefits most of the thing, like you can build your apps, test it on different emulators in the sense Android virtual managers, like you do have different um, devices screen that you can test your app, then you can upload it in the any Google medium, so Google Play Store. So the last one would be your HTML5 CSS JavaScript. Now wait a minute, these things are mainly used for creating web-based applications. I mean, you can create a website using this particular thing. How do I develop an app using this particular environment? Sorry, technology. So, an yeah, application that is created using this HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript can be integrated into your smart devices. Now, this the application you have created using this HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript is called to be an hybrid application. What is an hybrid application? So, whichever app you have created using this technology would be working out in your Android devices, Apple devices, and Windows Mobile. So it would support Android devices to iOS devices, iPhone, iPad, iPod devices, and your Windows Mobile also. Okay. Since the controls UI elements like text box, buttons, everything used to design the UI is created using this web-based technology, we cannot say that the app is 100% pure Android iOS application. So I cannot say that everything is pure because I'm using the UI elements that is used to develop a web-based application. So I cannot say the app is 100% pure Android or 100% iOS apps. So here the IDE use is Cordwa. So Cordwa is an IDE where you can create an app using this technology and integrate into your Android devices, Apple devices, and Windows Mobile too. So is these languages, can I create an Android app? No. So you have to rely on the Android SDK also. What is an Android SDK? SDK is a software developer kit. It's just like a medium where you can download all the Android version files in it and make it for the development purpose. So it is just like a medium. It's a software where you can download all the version files in that particular software. Okay, suppose if I am going to create an app using Lollipop version, I have to download the supporting files for Lollipop in this particular SDK and install it. Only then I can create the code that is necessary for Lollipop version and compile it using the packages available in this particular SDK. So the example is given here. So if you want to create an app using Lollipop version, that SDK must contain all the files regarding Lollipop version. We must download SDK platform for Lollipop version in the SDK. So this SDK platform is used for the compilation purpose when you create your apps and compile it. So for compilation purpose, you need this SDK platform to be installed for Lollipop version in the SDK. So this thing is more important to compile your created application. So SDK is more important for Android app development, just like JDK needed for building Java based applications. So how a JDK is important for Java. Likewise, SDK is important to create Android applications. So the first beta version of the SDK was released in November 2007. So you all know about what is a beta version is. So a beta version can be used to find bugs, provide feedbacks about that particular version, or explore new features. So the first beta version of the SDK was released in November 2007. So when was the first Android version is released? The first commercial version of Android 1.0 was released in 2008 and has seen number of updates till date. So starting from the first version till date. So as of now, the Nougat version is the latest Android version we are going to see. So now I have developed my application. How do I make it available for the people worldwide? How do I distribute my app? So let us assume that I have created a big interesting game. So I want to deliver that app worldwide. How do I do it? So you do have different environments to distribute your app. So the famous one would be Google Play Store. The second one would be your Amazon App Store. Like this, we do have different environments to upload your apps and make it available for the people worldwide. So these are some environments. So where you can upload your apps and distribute it worldwide. So do I have to pay to upload my apps in any of these app stores? Obviously, yes. You do have to pay some amount based on different app stores you upload. So let us consider Google Play Store as an example. So that I have created my game, I have to upload that to the Google Play Store. How much amount I have to pay? So I have to pay nearly $25 to upload my app in the Google App Store. So this once I have paid this $25, I can upload any number of apps in it. So the upcoming creation of my Android apps, I can upload that for free. Once I have paid $25, I can upload any number of apps in it. So that's a big advantage here. Okay, I have uploaded my app. How do I benefit or monetize if I upload my apps in the Google Play Store? So you do have different options. The first one would be your in-app purchases. What is this in-app purchases? So let us assume that I am making the people to download my app for free. So everybody downloads it. Once they have downloaded, they will not be able to install some or use some features. So I would make a check that you have to pay some amount to enjoy these features. So by this way I can monetize. The second one would be your branding. So though this wouldn't work for first some period of days, months, or even years, later on, once it has become a big successful app, I would monetize, I would benefit from this branding by maximum number of downloads. So for the people to download in large number, I may have to um, advertise, make a promotion of my app. So by this way also I can get benefit from my app. The next one would be your AdMobs ads. What is this AdMobs ads? Google has a service, AdSense. So if you are uploading the app with this Google AdSense account, so Google would provide you a key. That key would be integrated into your app so that that key which is generated by Google has some ads in it. So when the people use your ads, you see some ads at the top, down, or even in the full screen. So which means when the people click that particular ad, you get benefit because of it. So um, the starting would be 0.5 cents to nearly 10 cents. Yes, whenever people click on any ads, you would monetize, you would get benefits in cents. So how do you get benefit from this paid app version? So whenever you upload an app and make, so you have to pay some amount to download this app. So people may not prefer this choice as because there would be more free apps for the same features you have in your apps. So let us assume that I'm using I'm having an app, I'm having a game that is similar to Candy Crush Sugar. People wouldn't download my app by paying for that particular game because they have better choices, better free choices available in the Google Play Store. So most probably most of the people wouldn't, so 95% most people wouldn't choose this option. The next one would be your free apps with ads and the paid version with no ads. What does this mean? So you are giving, you are providing the apps to the people for free with some ads in it. So when the people is getting addicted to your app, if they use your app frequently, they don't want to see the annoying ads in your application, in your Android application. What they would do is they would get the paid version with no ads in it. So first I am allowing the people to use my apps with ads. Once the people get addicted, I'm releasing the paid version with no ads. The last one would be your e-commerce app. So e-commerce app like Uber, Flipkart, so they would be having a gateway. So most people would shop their products in Flipkart, making some promotional uh, by making some promotional activities. So the Flipkart would give you a promotional code by when you purchase it through your apps. So they can earn something when you purchase through your Android or any other apps. So this is what the all about the introduction about Android. So the next one would be your futures of Android. So bye. This is Aaron for Tippy and Tricky signing off.